We have in our gospel not just what is kind of known as the golden rule, right? Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. But you have this grand exhortation and really a command to find the narrow road, to find and to live in the narrow and constricted road that leads to life, contrasted with the broad road that's well-traveled, that leads to destruction. And so we continue to walk the path that God himself has set before us. We continue to listen to his precepts on our heart, listen to what God has spoken through his church, to continue to walk in that narrow way. And St. Thomas More and St. John Fisher did precisely that, as many of you know the story. And if Father Brian were here, he would give you a synopsis of the movie A Man for All Seasons, because that tells the story of the life and martyrdom of St. Thomas More, who was a lawyer in the court of King Henry VIII, and I think became Chancellor of England until he retired because he disagreed with King Henry VIII's descent from the Pope. And ultimately, King Henry VIII wouldn't accept it, and his silence, he wanted Henry VIII and John Fisher both to publicly support him. They didn't, and so they were martyred for the faith. But that witness, that refusal to yield to the broad road is something that is very important. So may we continue to have the strength and the grace to stand up for what is right, to follow the narrow road that leads to life, in spite of how our culture, in spite of how our world would have you believe that the broad road that leads to destruction is the correct road. It isn't. Follow Christ, follow the church, follow the narrow road that leads to life. And in spite of any difficulties you may encounter, you will experience the true joy of Christ.